Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this. My shirt doesn't have a pocket, so I've had to be very careful because running around in my lap, I have a little dust mop. He is extremely active this morning. I woke him up accidentally while I was checking on his water bottle to see if he needed more water. And so since then, he's just been running around. And every time I make noise, he dashes up on side of his little wooden house so that he can get up high and take a look and see if he can see me. They can only see about 6 inches, and their vision is not good, so they can't really see things. But this little dust mop, I keep him trimmed down because his fur is at least twice as long. It picks up bedding, and especially in this heat, he doesn't need to have his fur that long. But this is little Mr. Dust Mop. He is an absolute cutie. Now, I don't know why I like hamsters so much. I don't know why. I think they are just perfect little animals. I don't know why. But their stubby little tails are just perfect. Their little faces are perfect. Their fur is perfect. How they just squash down to the ground. I mean, they melt my heart, and I don't know why. But this is little Dust Mop, and he's a sweetie. So I'm going to put him back down in his cage so that he can just do what he wants to do, which is probably hop up on top of this little wooden house and then stare at me again. That's okay. Definitely a good thing. He is a sweetheart. I forgot to spray my chair with WD-40 last night. There are so many things I've been wanting to do, but life is life. Hopefully I'm centered, at least halfway. I'm always having difficult. My chair falls into divots on the carpet, and so I can move myself a half inch and then slowly slide back over into the divot. So, yay on that. Oh, I forgot to put on my bracelet. I wonder where I put it. It's over there on the top of the hamster cage. And I got all sorts of stuff on top of the hamster cage, so I'll find it. It's a good thing. I have things written down on my topics list because of my memory issues. Yay on that. One of them, of course, is Walkie's Plague Rat and Spider Report. Thumbs up on that. Spider story, actually. But first, weather, of course. Yesterday, when I was saying I don't know if it's bright and sunny or gray and cloudy, it was bright and sunny. It was almost 10 o'clock before the sun broke over the top of the hills and mountains over there so that I could actually see it. The bad part is that it shines right in through the window and then into my eyes, but what I did was I taped a strip of 8 by 10 sheets of paper across the window in the track of where the sun goes, so it doesn't go right into my eyes. But it's a nice day, and I went walkies last night, and I took a video of the path that I take, which is once you get out of southern Shelton and closer to downtown Shelton, there's the railroad tracks. And I like to walk on the railroad tracks. It reminds me, in this case, in a positive way, of my childhood. Because when I was younger, there was a train tracks that ran really close to my house, and it had been long abandoned. And we used to walk on that thing as kids. And there was this huge trestle. I mean, it must have been good 50 or 60 feet up. And we would walk on the trestle from one side to the other as kids. Because, kids were stupid. Now I get paranoid just trying to walk over a perfectly safe train bridge over a creek, maybe 10 feet, 6 feet down. And if something shifts, I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm fine. I'm off. Whereas there, it's like you take a fall and you're, woo! Whap! So, what a difference age makes. But I like to walk on those tracks, and it is really weird how it goes from, if the tracks would run both directions, of course, but it went from the one track that splits into 4 tracks and then back down into 1 track, and I guess that's where they had to do a lot of shuffling and shifting. It used to be really active. In fact, if you had to kind of plan your time getting out of southern Shelton, because the train tracks cut off all the roads from into downtown Shelton and southern Shelton. So whenever the trains were running, you were stuck for 20 some odd minutes in traffic waiting. So they're not running now, but they're still maintaining the tracks in case. We have a mill on the beachfront. We're a bay town. Of course, most places are. You're on the water. But we're a bay, well, sound. It's on the sound, which is the ocean's here, and then it comes up around the peninsula, and then way down here. So it's kind of ocean water, but it has to flow all the way almost down to the bottom of the state through and past the peninsula. But on that beachfront, there's a plant and a mill, and it's not working. I mean, it's functioning sort of, but it's old and it's just not working, so they don't run the trains on that track anymore. Thumbs up. Plague rat report, of course, had to go to Safeway because I have to make frequent small trips because of no vehicle. And when I was there, of course, there are people. First couple nights after the mask mandate in Washington State, everyone was in a mask. Now you've got people running around without masks again. They don't care. We've got, in Mason County, Washington State, where I live, we've gone from 33 to 54 cases in about a month. And while that's not a lot, and it's not fast, it's a slow burn, and it's not going away. So yay. So yeah, I'm paranoid. I'm going to continue to be paranoid forever. Life is life. And I'll come back to that. But on the spider report, no spiders down in the bathrooms again. I mean, they're undoubtedly there. I just can't see them. So I don't know where the big old girl was that was wandering around. Hopefully she's okay, but who knows? Who knows? I can't be responsible. And I've talked before about how it's really icky how spiders will like dangle. They'll come down on just one line, and then they'll hang there, and then legs everywhere, and then they'll climb back up. It's like, what the hell are you doing? And it's gross and icky. And, you know, it really triggers that atavistic fear. Atavistic, I say that one a lot, but it just means primitive. It's, you know, deep primitive. Not primitive as in like, oh, it's cheap and primitive. Primitive as in it's an earlier part of our development that's still there. It's just things piled on top of it. So it's deep inside of us. And it hits that atavistic primitive fear of creepy crawlies. I was just sitting here, and there was a spider came down. It wasn't a huge one. I mean, its leg span was like that at most, with a little tiny body. But it was just dangling there, and I was like, what am I going to do with you? Because I'm holding on to dust mop here. So I just reached up, and I pulled on the line, and it just panicked and dropped right down onto my pant leg. So I just reached over, and I got something off of one of the hamster cages, scooped it up, and then put it down into Gojira's hamster cage. Because once again, no, I don't want to kill you, but, you know, fight it out with the hamster. Welcome to the Thunderdome. But of course, you know, Gojira's largely asleep. She didn't even know there was a spider in there, so it immediately was just crawling over the bedding and then trying to get out. So I didn't kill it. All I did was transfer it over there, so it's going to be over there for a little while. And then who knows? Hopefully it's not going to come dangling down onto my head. Oh, drove me crazy yesterday too. Because no matter where I went, I always had the feeling like something was, like there'd be a line that would go across my forehead that you could feel. Or there would be a little tangling something in my hair. And I would just go, what on earth? And then I'd reach back, and then it would pull. Like a little bit of spider web that I gotten caught in my hair. But I'm just wandering around places like this, or downstairs in the living room. And I go like, what on earth? Get everything off there. Go like this so there's nothing. Walk 2 or 3 feet and then go, what the heck? And then have to pull another line off. For like an hour and a half that was happening. And where is the line coming from? It's like, was I covered in spiders? I couldn't see spiders. I couldn't even see the lines. But every time I turned around, it's like, pull on it. And yeah, it goes and kind of pulls on everything. And then it's like, whoa. And okay, is it all gone? It's all gone. What the heck? So it was weird. Because I wasn't covered in spiders, and it's not filled with spiders. So it's like, I have no ideas. Let's see. Now that I've gone through this one on my topics list, spider, dangly spiders, and then the case number of cases, plague rats, and spider report. Oh, there is something I watched on the video. I am somewhat claustrophobic, and they were talking on this video about this cave. These caves in Vietnam that are actually awesome. They're so deep and so huge. They have actual jungles that grow inside of them. They're amazing. Take a look. Look up, Google Vietnam and caves, and you'll find some amazing stuff. I want to talk more about it, but there's not really a whole lot more I can say. I can't even remember the name of the things, and it's just, they have jungles in them. They're amazing. And of course, really, really quick here, once again, talking about how the official administrative stance in the United States has become just to normalize about 50,000 people a day getting sick from this pandemic. They just want us to normalize that. It's something that happens if you're an American. 50,000 people a day are getting sick. And you will too. They just want you to normalize that and get on with your lives. That's really not a good idea. One of the biggest things is, of course, is once you have the bug, about a quarter, a third of the cases, you feel nothing. It's like you've just had a mild cold. But there's a third of the cases, about a third or more of the cases where you come out with a lifelong disability, whether it's cognitive or lost limbs, muscle damage, lung damage. And in the US, we do not have a healthcare system unless you have money. And right now, nobody has money in the US except for the rich. And there's very few of them. So most of the people out here that are being told you just have to normalize people getting sick are going to get sick, come out of it with something horrific, and then because we have no good healthcare system, die. And we're supposed to normalize that in what is nominally the richest, superpowered country on the planet. Our country is a first world country for the 1% and a third world country for the rest of us. Thumbs up on that. Past that, that's the only bit of real political politics that I want to get into. The rest of it on that is just ugh. The last thing, of course, is Shane Dawson. And I got to be so careful talking about this one with everybody bringing up what's happening and mentioning from him how he was saying he had dealt with abuse as a child. And one of the problems with abuse, especially the way he's talked about children, is the chains of abuse really, really need to be broken, or they continue. You are the victim. And as you get older, if you can't break the chains, you become a victimizer with another victim and another generation of pain. Was he able to break the chains? I am very, very, very concerned about this sort of thing because I managed to break the chains. As a child, I had physical abuse as a child. And I had to break those chains and refuse to do anything like that to my children. I hurt too much. I could not pass that on to my children. They, at least from me, were safe. My brother-in-law's family, I would call a lot of the way he raises his children, has raised his children, has raised mine, I would call it emotionally abusive. But at least if it's just that, and they avoided the rest, then that's okay. So I can only hope that Shane Dawson is not being a horrible person and in just continuing the chain of abuse. And on that fun note, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I count in American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, and more, I'm lucky I can remember anything at all. Memory is getting better all the time, but we have Jeremoy, thank you very, very much. And Swegboy, greatly appreciated. FBI, thumbs up and thank you. Aaron S., more good ideas, thank you very much. Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. Juan Alberto, thank you very, very much. Brennan Larisse, I'm nowhere close, but greatly appreciated. And Kathy Kiskat, good to see you in the comments. Midwest Gaming, thumbs up and thank you. We have Jeff Bartels 2, thumbs up. L, greatly appreciated. Just the letter L, not E-L-L-E. And then there is Bailey Elkin, thumbs up and thank you. Daniel Russell, greatly appreciated. Elder Wolf 569, more good advice. Riley on the radio, thumbs up. Henry Giovanetto, thank you very much. Marcus Bolter, greatly appreciated. Soundmaster Blink, thumbs up. Rising Sun Rabbi, or Rabbi? I'm not sure. Thank you very, very much. Noxic, greatly appreciate. Colin Reisner, good to see you. Excuse me. Russian Timing, greatly appreciated. I don't know if I did one and then skipped two, or skipped one and then went straight to two, or what. If I did, I'm sorry. No, it's Carolus Digris, I sure hope. And Heiner Vega, greatly appreciated. And last but not least, Stephen Blair. Aside from the point where I got confused there, hopefully I didn't get too lost. Thumbs up for that. Thank you, each and every one of you, for having left me a comment. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, and it is appreciated to no end. If you could check out my various links down below. We have Twitter, not that hand movement yet, Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign, I got lost. Or donate to my, or become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people. That would be beautiful and awesome. Especially since I'm hurting. So any help at all would be a very, very good thing. Now, if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I do have those other links. There's a PayPal link down below. You can help me out that way, and an Amazon wish list. That would be very cool. But do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes. I got lost there. I had to try and run through the track to get back, so I wasn't lost anymore. I deposit them in the bank of my heart, where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could subscribe to the channel and juicy, hit that bell. That would be very cool, greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with that, I will do my best to keep you entertained from now to the literal end of time. That was almost cool, except I kept my thumbs too close together. Life is life. So I got this video. I have another video I need to edit and render. Definitely a thumbs up. A good thing. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. Still, be careful. Be cautious. We got to keep up the pressure. The protests have to continue, because life, the way it is not good. It can't continue.